Hey all, GZ here with another deck showcase, Zero Gem deck showcase of Purple Eyes. And what I mean by Purple Eyes is there's Red Eyes, which is red, and Blue Eyes, which is blue, which makes purple. It's kind of the joke with Purple Eyes, and because it's Purple Eyes, this is not a high tier Zero Gem deck, but when it goes off and it's able to successfully go off, it can push games really insane quickly in this game. So I'm going to go with a card by card. Odd Eyes 3. Yes, this deck requires a little bit less grinding, but it still requires grinding. And the reason why it has 5 extra deck monsters is because this is a Zero Gem deck and there's very limited extra deck monsters you could put in to actually support these 2 monsters. And I'm going to go into the card by card here, starting with the extra deck, because it would make more sense if we do that first, because it's just less cards. Borreload Furious Dragon. It is a card you can get from an event, and I'm going to read it off to you. 2 Dark monsters. It's very specific, and it's usually any of these 2 will work. But I'm going to go into reading its effect now. Quick effect: you can target one your monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, including itself. Doesn't say that, but that's what it is. And destroy them. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 Dark Link monster in your graveyard. This effect's not relevant, so we're not going to read it. And special summon it, but it can activate it. This is just so really only using the destruction effect is removal. And this card's actually the key card to making this deck work at all. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon with the skill. It has another Neo, an ultimate, and the Evolution Dragon, which you can only get from a starter deck. So without this skill, this deck's pretty bad. And yeah, so we're going to go into the card by card now for the main deck. Odd Eyes Advanced Dragon, which is the tribute one. It's attributing 1 level higher, 5 or higher monster. And since all of our deck and what we'll be using a tribute is level 5. This is sort of like a monarchish strat where you tribute, but this time you inflict damage to your opponent. So it's sort of like Infernity, a really bad Infernity Dragon. You know, the one where you just target a monster your opponent controls and pop it, but you have to have no cards in hand, except this is a little better. And when it destroys a monster by battle, you can special summon a dragon type that was properly summoned. So like, let's say I attack a monster, destroy it by battle, and I can summon one of these in the grave, which will usually be this, which I'll go into in a minute. And any of the red eyes in this thing will be usually this thing's tribute target. But now we're gonna go into the monsters. Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, which is the key part of this deck and what makes this tribute strat work. You'd usually, depending on the situation, we'll go into that in a minute. So Alternative Dragon will pop, but we usually use this as a bait. Most players don't fall for it though, so some of them do. Where you would tribute it, but you'd use it to, if they flip it down, well, you just tribute and pop their monster. And if that doesn't work, and we have certain cards in here, we can polymerization or whatever. And now let's talk about the cards. 3 Blue Eyes, which are usually bricks normally, but we usually send them off with polymerization anyway. And Red Eyes Insight, which is to get to our spirits, which is the only trap in the deck, which would make sense soon. So now 3 Red Eyes. Now Melody Awakening Dragon, it's just discard. You can add, it's very specific in its type thing. You can add up to 2 dragon type monsters to 33k or more attack, or 2500 or more attack, and or defense, or less defense. So like Levineer is unfortunately not present in this deck list because you cannot add it because it's not a zero gem card. But that was kind of the challenge I made in this deck was, but you can mix and match the deck to work with anything. It doesn't have to be zero gem. But this is kind of a idea to show off what the zero gem Blue Eyes can do. I combined it with Red Eyes Engine to thin my deck because mainly you use the Blue Eyes as use the fusion material or as beat sticks. Odd Eyes is your main beat stick though because it brings monsters back on the field for probably polymerization for a follow-up. But yeah, let's go into this card. What the heck's this? Wing Beat of Giant Dragon. Return 1 level 5 or higher dragon monster you control to the hand. If you do, destroy all spell cards. This is all spells and traps. Keep on, this is all spells and traps. So what you would do, this is very situational, and it's rare and never come up in any of the duels here. But it's a very situational card, and it's rarely used. So what you would do to use this card is if you already have like pulverization or something, you can do a fusion. You know, if you had a way to fuse, you just do this. You'd summon this. You would use Wing Beat Giant Dragon, and if it goes out to your hand, you would pop all the spells and traps, and then you pop them, and then you would fusion summon and try to push for game that way. But this is a very gimmicky deck. It's not exactly good. But let's get into the replays. So let's get into the replays. I'm going to make my favorite replays when we go into them. Keep in mind, I have gotten these games, and these aren't going to be as good as my old ones. Most of them either people quitted because I summoned the guy or whatever and they couldn't do anything. So keep on, these replays aren't going to be as good. And I kind of just got these quickly because, you know, I was busy working, you know, I don't have as much time to do this for, for money. So like I said, I don't really have much time. So I'm just going to go into these replays. So this is, I try to find interesting as I could replays with this deck so it's able to compete. So we're facing Quattro, so Ultimate Dragon. So this is kind of a weird one. The Dolan's Puppet. Unfortunately, this card never came up. I might make a version 2 of this deck because I like this deck a lot, and I feel like I can do better making a 0-gem deck Blue Eyes. I might make a 0-gem Blue Eyes specifically. He's going to summon his Gimmick Puppet, and then he's going to try to get his cards on the field, and, So Red Eye's Insight, and since Gimmick Puppet can't really do anything unless you have monsters on the field, it's no point in really doing anything yet. So I double set a card, but unfortunately he draws this, which is kind of sad. So now I have to bring back my Red Eyes earlier than I wanted to. Now he's going to put string counters and everything and link summon into the Gimmick Puppet, one of the other boss monsters of the deck. And I guess it's just supposed to bring back a dude, I guess. Adds a dude, yeah, never mind, adds a dude. Adds Jiri Doll. And then I guess I could just summon it. And then number 40 adds another string token. And he attacks and tries to push. And now I draw this card, and then I try to pop, but I tribute, and then I pop again. Doing 1500, and then just swinging over, then bringing back alternative. I bring back alternative instead of Red Eyes because it's still technically a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then I go into Ultimate Dragons, and then I finish this guy off, and then I actually go Polymerization here to summon Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And I just swing. I didn't stop it in time. Dang. I was going to stop it, but that's okay. So that was that duel. So now we're going to go into the next one. Now keep in mind, some of these decks are forfeits, but I've kind of kept them because they were funny to see them forfeit. And, I think it'd be funny to, do that. For those wondering, I'm going to be doing a YouTube night on Twitch. I don't normally stream on Twitch, but I've been getting back into streaming on Twitch since June has passed by. I'm not going to go into the reason why that's relevant, but we're going to go back into we're going to be doing a YouTube night tonight on Twitch, so make sure to go there if you want to see the YouTube night. So I'm going to send a Red Eyes to the Great Red Eyes Fusion. And he has Magic Formula and the Magical Circle, but it doesn't really matter to me because I'm actually going to summon Red Eyes and Tribute and then take the damage because it breaks even pretty much, but it's whatever. Damage is damage. Then he forfeits because he has like nothing to do because I was his only out, really. And he couldn't do anything next round. But yes, if you want to watch some YouTube with me on Twitch, I know Twitch sucks. Luckily, I don't have And I highly encourage you to use ad blocker because I have no subscriptions. You don't have to worry about ads. You don't have to worry about supporting me in any way. So if you want to try, if you can use ad blocker on Twitch, that's fine. I don't mind because I don't make any money on Twitch. I don't make any money on this site either. But the thing is, they're cracking down on ad blocker on YouTube, unfortunately. So I'm sorry if you do have to like watch ads. So I'm gonna go Red Eyes, and then I'm going to set the one trap card I have in my deck. I don't know why I even did this. Oh, that's right. I wanted to bait him. Hey, that's right. I know what I'm doing. No, I know what I'm doing. I mean, I could just not activate it, you know, because I'm going to draw the card, draw the out, yeah. So I'm like, oh god, am I going to lose? And then activate Red Eye Spirit to protect my life points. And hopefully I draw into the out. And I draw Ultimate Dragons here. Activate Red Eyes Insight, you know, to get my spirit back for protection. Activate Polymerization to summon the thing that my skill put in. Then I'm just gonna attack these guys to finish it off a little bit. But I think he screws up and activates Sky Iris or something because I don't know why he did this. He could just summon and then he messed up. He made a mistake. He made a mistake because I could tell that was a mistake. He didn't mean to do that. Alright, so we're going to go into the next Orca 37 here. My next Zero Gem deck list is going to be a surprise. Like, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but, and no, it's not, don't worry, it's not going to be Cubics. Don't worry, it's going to be something else. Because I'm in Plat now and I need something to, true, because, you know, Plat's where the ranks matter, so I'm going to be playing, like, a good Zero Gem deck. We're going to go Red Eyes Insight, and then we're going to go... Gonna double set Magician's Magic. Gonna add this. I think this is the one where I almost die. But yeah, it activates Dark Magic Attack, which is so dumb. So weird. Anyway, I made Red Eyes. But now I try to get my monster on the field, which is kind of like a risky thing. I could die here. I'm gonna pop his Dark Magician. Then actually activate Polymerization to bring out Neo. Because Neo one shots. Although he doesn't have book and he can counter gate, which is fine. Maybe he just forfeits because he can't really do anything after this. There's no like out unless he draws his Dark Magical Circle, which he didn't. I'm gonna Yami Felicia now, and this is gonna be a bit of a weird. I don't remember anything that happens here, so I'm sorry to just narrate this blind. I don't remember what happens here. Like I said, I want to get this out. I didn't want to like keep making replays, and I want to make my next replay video for my next thing. So it will be a little bit. The playing Raid Raptors are just kind of a weird one because it's like, how do I like prevent this? So I activate the thing to pop his Raid Raptor to, you know, sort of end my turn here a little bit. He's gonna rank up. I mean, she's gonna rank up, I don't know. Deep Grave, this is gonna bring back his thing. I don't really mind this. I activate Polymerization. Was to Inverse Dragon. Look at Trap Hole, that's fine, that's bait that I contribute and then kill it. That was easy. And there you go, that was a little interesting duel. So keep in mind, this person, you know, it wasn't as good. You know, they didn't draw good enough. So, and it was most of my wins are either you win if you can pop off or not. Which I know which this is. So just keep that in mind when you make this. It does require less grinding than most of my deck lists do. That's saying something. So activate this to get search for my dragons, and then I set. I don't want to summon right away, and I'm not gonna get into why. Because he's gonna summon his Blue Eyes, and then trying to remove it, which is what I want him to do. And I can activate Red Eye Spirit, and I can protect my life points. And then I'm gonna do this for sort of bait, which is Karma Cut, which is fine. And I'm going to tribute and then pop his thing, but he has cover cut, but even though he does that, I still can resolve my dragon, which is fine. Now we're sort of in a bit of a top deck war here, and I'm just going to spoil it. I do top deck. And then I do this to sort of like thing, just to show him I have the card to beat him. So that's it. So that's the one there. This is what I was talking about with some of the lists, some of the like things just being stuff like that, where I would either get lucky or top deck something, which is and he'll forfeit. And it's kind of what I was talking about with this list. It's not really good. It's just something I put together a while ago. It's I could try this for a 0-gem thing. I just wanted to showcase it, even though it's not one of the most powerful 0-gem decks in the world. And they did nerf the versing Nifties, which is kind of a weird deck. So I was like, okay, let me see if I can push for a game here. So I take a risk. And this is not really a really wise risk, but I want to try it. And I just do that, and I think he just forfeits. I think, yeah, and he didn't have anything, so he just forfeited. And then I think this is the last one. I think this is the second to last one, and then yeah, we should be done with the replays. At least took kind of a long time to go through. Now I have the Zuzu Boyle player, which was the one I recently made. I kind of remember this. This is a pendulum-based deck. But they really bricked hard, and I kind of feel bad. I also bricked pretty bad too. So that is the interesting part of this deck, where you can use the first part of the card's effect. So I'm just gonna swing because I not, and then they can't really do anything. So I'm actually gonna activate Red Eye's Spirit, and then use Red Eyes as a pawn to pop things so he can't get his search off, and then I just win. Alright, cool. Last one's Angel. This is the last one, and yeah, I'll be uploading this very shortly. I think I'm gonna premiere it for tomorrow, or I think I might just upload it. Upload it later. So yeah, this is a Red Eyes deck, which I actually do remember this duel. This duel was kind of actually one of my favorites in the whole replay thing. So activate Red Eyes Fusion, bring up Exo Dragon. And then I Red Eyes Insight to add a Red Eyes Spirit. This is one of the weirdest builds of Red Eyes I've faced in a while. So I Red Eyes thing to just hope for a Floodgate, but it didn't Floodgate me for some reason. So I'm just gonna pop him. Trap hole spikes, which is kind of cool. Which I should not have attacked, but that's fine. I'm gonna Red Eyes Spirit. Protect my life. You need to summon Red Eyes. Then I'm actually going to activate the the polymerization I got from the skill and go to Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. And my job is to kind of like wear him off, but I should not have attacked him. But that's okay. Going to Slash Dragon. See, that's what I don't understand is why he didn't attack with this, but oh well. I was saying now he's 1600, so now he's exactly in range for me to feint him with the Odd Eyes. So I'm going to tribute and then pop him, and that's it. So yeah, if y'all enjoyed the duels, leave a like if you enjoyed it, and give me suggestions for the next 0-gem deck I might play, or any deck I might play. And I'll try to get duels and submit them and upload them to YouTube. Thank you. Have a nice day.